Well, good morning. So, getting down to the bottom of what all the videos I wanted to make before this summer. The last one was pretty much about bounce boxes. Now, this is mostly for just new people. Experienced people won't care to watch this, but there are a lot of people getting into it, and there seems to be a scarce amount of information on that. So, I'll just throw in my 2 cents. There's a difference between a bounce box and a resupply box. Resupply is where your family just sends you a box to a post office or to a hostel or to a hotel. You go through before you go and make up 20 boxes, and then those get mailed to you as you go. A bounce box is where you do it yourself. So along long trails, there are post offices. So luckily, the post office has had this great idea of a priority mail box, which is usually about $20 for the large. So there is an economic kind of thing for $20. If you're not going to put stuff in it that's not worth $20, then there's a problem. But usually there's a lot of things in your backpack which just gets used up a little bit, and it's hard to buy in a store like, say, a Glad bag. I don't want 50 Glad bags. I just want 3, or things that you can consume. So one of the things that's really expensive is freeze-dried food. So say you've got a bunch of freeze-dried food like I have, which I bought years ago, and freeze-dried food lasts a long time. If each freeze-dried packet in the store in a town you go to sells for $10, say, and you're going to need 5 of those for the next week or 6, then that's $60 versus $20 if you've already bought it. So putting a lot of freeze-dried dinners and then bouncing that up the trail. So the idea is that you walk into the town, to the post office, you get your box, you unload what you need, and then you bounce it to the next post office. So that costs you $20 each time you do that, and you just do that up the trail. Ideally, the post office would be right on the trail, and the hotel that you stay on would be right by the also post office, so that you can take the box back to your room and take time with it, and not have to do everything on the curb in front of the post office. But that doesn't always happen, so you got to kind of weigh, if the post office is 20 miles off trail, is it worth it to you to bounce it to there? Because then you got to find a way to get out there, and then you kind of have to go through the box in the post office parking lot and then put it back in the post office, because you don't want to come back to it if it's too far. So on the AT so far, there's a really good list on whiteblazes.com, and I'll leave that link below, of all the post offices and how far they are off the trail. There's also a good list for resupply. And on the resupply thing, I would advise do not send power bars or Cliff bars through the conventional resupply, where you go get 20 boxes at home and you put 5,000 Cliff bars. Don't do that. So, I can't even look at a Cliff bar now. Please don't. Pro meals I can still do pretty good, but they taste so good, and they're really expensive. So, and they don't even sell them in grocery stores. So, resupply boxes would be okay, I guess, if you're vegan, can't have soy, can't have gluten. You've got a very specialized diet. That's going to be tough to find on the trail. So yeah, that would work. But for most things, you can buy them in the grocery store. Most of the time, you're not going to want the things that you packed 6 months ago because you're sick of it. So the trail has a weird way of making you sick of just certain foods. So bounce boxes are good for just basically things that you consume. Now I'll just go through some and what I've got, and give you some ideas, maybe things you didn't just think about. So I went over socks yesterday, and I'll just throw in a pair of the Genji socks. They're like $20 on the trail. They don't weigh anything, and the good thing about these boxes, they don't care how much they weigh. Their motto is, if it fits, it ships. So you can put a lot of junk in there that you might need along the way. So I do have the waterproof socks, which I'll probably pick up in Fontana Village. How about an extra odor-proof bag? They are tough to buy on the trail, and then you got to buy 5 of them. And I don't want 5. I want 1. A lighter shirt to just sleep in case I want to trade with my Montbell long sleeve merino wool quarter zip for sleeping that weighs a lot more. It's a lot more bulky. This is a merino wool ice breaker. Maybe an extra towel, maybe a foot massager. This is done by Trigger Point, I think that's an REI thing. Packing tape. I bought a roll of pink packing tape because when the post office dude goes back there and looks for your box and they all look just like that, I say, well, just look for the one with the pink packing tape. People put like zebras on it or pink just stands out, and it's like $6 if you try to buy it in the post office. And then what are you going to do with the roll? You're going to carry it with you? No. So buy the packing tape at home. Also bring a magic marker because you're going to write your name to go to the next place, right? So this is a just Ultrasil Sea to Summit poncho. And an alternate or backup way to it for a rain. I never did a video on this, but I kind of altered it so that it's got a little string wrapped around the waist. The big complaint on these is that if you're in wind, it blows all over. I fixed that by a just small string. So a backup shirt. This is a Montbell merino wool, and it is with all of the clothes I wear a lot, I send them to Insect Shield. That's why it's so neatly, folded. It wasn't me. The folks who do it there, just send it back out to you folded. So my shirts, my shorts, jacket, anything that's kind of really big and bulky that I wear on the trail, I sent to them. I sent 9 pieces, and it cost me $62. They only took about 2 days to do it, and they just mailed it back to me. So I got them back in a week. So that was really worth it. I might, as things get hot, switch out to this. So I wear orthotics in my shoes, and I have a spare pair of orthotics. Mine are done by Fithotic. They're a company in Portland, and I've had really good results with that. My watch is a Garmin, and it is a solar charger, and it really doesn't. I don't use all the fancy stuff on it. So I don't need to charge it much, but I do. It could be needed to be charged somewhere, and just try to buy this on the trail. As long as you wear it out in the sunlight, it seems to stay charged up totally, but you never know. These are cool. These are done by Vargo. So I've got so many. I've got the Yak Tracks, which are kind of getting old and dirty. I got the just Hill Sound micro spikes, which weigh like 12, 13 ounces, and they're really bulky. Unless you're going to go through serious kind of snow and ice, you don't really need too much, but you do need something, I think. So it seems like you never know how the Smokies are going to go. It could be 70 degrees and sunny, or it could be 35 degrees and icy. So these are little just spikes that go on the bottom of your shoe. So there's the bottom spike. These 2 pieces cling on to the side of your shoe, and then you just yank this tight. So they're not built for vast, climbing. This is just so you don't bust your butt on ice. They are crazy light. They're just small. So at Fontana Village, I'll make the call as I bounce this up on whether I want to carry these or not. Probably will. It's not so much. I don't have a problem going up hills when it's icy. Going down, and that's even using my poles. So you don't want to get hurt, and it's worth it. I forget, like 5 ounces, I think, or even less than that, maybe 4. They're teeny. So that might be something. I'll leave a link to where I bought those below. Foot care. You kind of walk on your feet a lot. What are you going to bring for foot care? Just some kind of large toenail clippers. How about toenail file? How about like a just pumice stone? If you build up calluses that get too big, it's nice to just smooth those out a bit. And just try buying this in a store. What are you going to do with it then? You know, throw it out? So bounce boxes work good. It's worth it for 20 bucks. This one's going to go about every 100 miles. So that seems to be about the time when most post offices are right on the trail, about that. So it's good to carry some kind of foot care. How about foot balm? This is a thing called Bonnie's Balm, which Andrew Skirka was recommending a few years ago. But you know, anything will work. Vaseline. There's a lot of different goos and gels which are meant to calm rough, ticked off feet. I've got like a little dude inside there that's an REI thing that I would carry in my pack. If I feel that my feet are getting more wet than they should, they get too macerated. If your feet get really, where they get pruned a lot, every night you gotta just get your feet dry. Put some kind of balm on the bottom. Put on your socks because you can't let your feet stay what's called macerated for days on time. They will revolt. I bought a bunch of KT tape. I'm an old man, so things. I mean, this is super expensive on the trail, and it's super cheap through Amazon. If I wear short just sleeves, these are just sleeves that you can pop on and off. They're coated with permethrin. They're good in the sun. Compression socks. Are you going to buy those on the trail? I don't usually get shin splints, but I know these fit me. I know they work, and if I do have a problem, I know that it's only 20 miles to the next post office where I'm going to have these waiting for me. Bug juice in all forms, and this is a suntan lotion, which I don't anticipate needing. It's the green tunnel, so I probably won't need sunblock, but it is the bug tunnel, and I probably will need bug block. A spare for me, spare be free, some rubber bands, some shock cord, and an extra pair of the little ear pieces for my headphones. So you lose it, the little rubber pieces. What are you gonna do? Throw it away? So it's good to have spares. A bug net. I don't anticipate needing that yet. But so these are things. A lot of this would come in a resupply box from home. I don't have a home. There's nobody to send me stuff. My wife's working, and that's it. I mean, so I'm on my own. So you got to be ready to kind of resupply yourself. Body glide, and some just Q-tips. Now, I don't need a big box of Q-tips. I just need a few. So this would be stuff like you take back to the hotel and do personal hygiene. Some extra of the dehydrated wipes. Those are nice to have. Just a lot of little bags. I mean, these are things that just use up. Some extra hand warmers. Nice. How about another just small tube of toothpaste? Typically these might be in a drugstore, but they aren't always. Or it's some kind of goofy toothpaste you don't want to try. Just some more Glad bags. It's just an extra C, USB-C. For me, I carry razors and just shaving cream. I don't like beards. I don't know what's with the whole beards on the trail thing. Yes, because you walk. I mean, you do grow some, but it's like everybody's got a beard except you girls, of course. All men seem to have a beard, and I don't get it. Let me see. An extra Milo fume bag because I might rip that one. My shorts work pretty good right now, but this is a belt. once I drop weight, and I always do. I like mints, so you know, these are just xylitol mints, and how people don't get cavities on the trail. I wouldn't bet 25% of people who through hike have 1 to 3 cavities when they get done. You eat sugar all day long. You brush, maybe, almost never floss. And I can dig it, flossing stuff. You know, just hands are filthy, and it's kind of tough in a camp to do that. But boy, it's important. Some laundry cubes. So I forget who these were from. I think Arm and Hammer. And any kind of laundry thing you might need for when you get to town, and keep them in 2 bags because they'll just smell up the entire box if you don't. So in the bottom is just more Glad bags. I've got that little blow up thing for my pad. These are really expensive in probably small towns, but they're really cheap at Lowe's. So carry that. So those are just some of my ideas. Now, again, you could have a whole separate box full of just freeze-dried dinners, or things that are super expensive in grocery stores. Now, you're not gonna bounce up Knorr rice products. You know, it's cheap enough. But Mountain House and Backpacker Pantry and those are going to be massively expensive in little tiny hiking shops, probably $12. And if they're on sale, you might be able to get them for like $7 or $6 at home. So you kind of weigh how much you're going to spend versus the pain in the butt of going to the post office. Yes, there is that. Versus how much money you can save by just doing it yourself. Plus, if you like a certain Backpacker Pantry thing, they may not have any of that, and then you're just stuck with rice sides. Like I like the beef just stroganoff. Who doesn't? That's going to be probably a tough one to find. And what's left is everything everybody else has already picked through. So those are my ideas on a bounce box. I think it's a great idea. I think it'll save money in the long run, but I think it's got to be timed right so it's not too big of a pain in the butt. If you have any other things to add, please just add those below. I'm always interested in adding more. Oh, and also some way to clip your hair. I've got like a wall electric pair that I trim my hair with. So you don't have to go to a barber shop. You can just take this stuff back to the hotel, trim what you need to trim, shave what you need to shave, and so you save that $12-15 to go into the barber to get your hair cut, if you do that. So that's one other thing I would add. So anyway, thanks for watching.